a driver winning 4 championships in a row, defying odds, and silencing critics who doubted his skills. But what if I told you that the latest champion didn't have the fastest car on the grid for most of the season? Intrigued? Let's break down how Max Verstappen has not only etched his name in history but also sent shockwaves through the F1 world with a performance that defied expectations. Max Verstappen clinched his 4th consecutive championship in Las Vegas, proving once again why he's regarded as one of the all-time greats in Formula One. What makes this feat even more remarkable is that Verstappen spent much of the season driving a car that wasn't considered the fastest on the grid. This reality added a layer of brilliance to his dominance and, unsurprisingly, provided him with a perfect opportunity to respond to his critics, especially McLaren's Zak Brown. Throughout the season, McLaren and Red Bull engaged in fierce battles both on and off the track. The rivalry intensified when Verstappen threw a subtle yet pointed jab at Brown after securing the championship, a move that reflected his competitive spirit and sharp memory. Brown had previously suggested that Verstappen's success depended solely on having the best car, a statement that Verstappen clearly did not forget. As McLaren's Lando Norris challenged Verstappen intermittently, the Red Bull ace maintained his edge, showcasing both skill and composure. But how will this intense rivalry affect Norris and McLaren's strategy for the upcoming seasons? And more importantly, can Norris and his team finally overcome Verstappen's reign of dominance? The rivalry between McLaren and Red Bull during the 2024 season wasn't just about speed, it was a battle of strategies, resilience, and mind games. McLaren, with a car that often outpaced the Red Bull RB20, struggled to convert their technical advantage into consistent victories. This opened the door for Verstappen, who made the most of his opportunities, reminding everyone why he is a 4-time world champion. Lando Norris, seen by many as Verstappen's closest competitor this season, found himself in a unique position. Despite having the fastest car on several circuits, Norris fell short in critical moments. One such instance was at the Brazilian Grand Prix, where a crucial restart mistake cost him valuable points. Verstappen's calm under pressure contrasted sharply with Norris's struggles, emphasizing the Dutchman's superior experience and racecraft. The dynamic between Norris and Verstappen wasn't limited to the track. Once close friends who often shared moments off the grid, their rivalry began to strain their relationship. Norris admitted that while he and Verstappen remain cordial, their friendship is not as deep as many believe. In a candid statement, Norris said, "People think we're closer than we actually are. Max and I get along well, but I keep my professional and personal lives separate." This shift in their dynamic wasn't unexpected. Competition at the highest level often blurs the line between camaraderie and rivalry, especially when championship stakes are involved. McLaren's internal dynamics also added complexity to Norris's challenges. Oscar Piastri, Norris's teammate, showcased remarkable potential, often rivaling Norris for top finishes. This intra-team competition further highlighted McLaren's strategic missteps, including moments where team orders seemed to undermine Norris's title bid. One of the most talked about moments of the season came when Verstappen directly addressed Zak Brown's earlier comments about his success being solely tied to having the best car. Brown had once claimed that Verstappen wouldn't be a champion without the fastest car, a statement made during a podcast interview in 2023. However, 2024 turned that assumption on its head. During a post-race interview after securing his championship in Las Vegas, Verstappen took the opportunity to remind Brown of his earlier remarks. He stated, "You pushed us all the way. You said I could only win in the fastest car, but this year was a bit different, wasn't it?" This calculated remark not only addressed the criticism but also showcased Verstappen's confidence in his own abilities. Brown, caught in the moment, could only congratulate Verstappen and acknowledge the Dutchman's incredible achievement. Yet, the backstory added a layer of tension to an already heated rivalry. Brown's original statement wasn't entirely baseless. Red Bull had dominated previous seasons, with Verstappen winning 19 out of 23 races in 2023. However, 2024 presented a new challenge, and Verstappen rose to it with a car that was often the 3rd or 4th fastest on the grid. This season demonstrated that Verstappen's talent extends beyond merely capitalizing on a superior machine. On circuits where Red Bull wasn't expected to perform, Verstappen delivered masterclasses in strategy, overtaking, and race management. Tracks like Canada, Silverstone, and Brazil showcased his ability to outclass rivals in cars that were technically superior. For Norris, these performances were both inspiring and humbling. McLaren had the edge on many occasions but failed to capitalize, largely due to errors in race strategy and execution. Norris himself struggled to handle the pressure during crucial moments, as seen in Brazil, where he faltered during a high-stakes restart. The narrative of the 2024 season wasn't just about Verstappen's dominance, it was about how he silenced his critics, redefined his legacy, and cemented his place as one of Formula One's greatest drivers. Despite McLaren boasting one of the fastest cars on the grid in 2024, their inability to consistently deliver results became a recurring theme throughout the season. The MCL 3.8, particularly strong on circuits like Miami, Silverstone, and Singapore, often looked unbeatable on paper. However, poor strategic decisions, coupled with occasional driver errors, meant McLaren couldn't capitalize on their technical advantage. One notable instance was the Hungarian Grand Prix, where a poorly timed pit strategy cost Lando Norris a podium finish. While Oscar Piastri managed to claim a victory earlier in the season, it came amidst internal chaos. McLaren's lack of clarity in prioritizing their drivers contributed to missed opportunities, and the tension within the team became evident as the season progressed. The rivalry between Norris and Piastri, though not overtly hostile, added an extra layer of complexity to McLaren's challenges. Both drivers showed exceptional talent, but their competitive spirits sometimes clashed with the team's goals. For instance, in Japan, Norris questioned a team call that favored Piastri, further highlighting the growing strain in their partnership. McLaren's team principal, Andrea Stella, admitted that the team underestimated their own capabilities mid-season. "We didn't expect to be in the fight for the Drivers' Championship so soon," he said in an interview. "This caught us off guard, and as a result, we weren't fully prepared to make the most of our opportunities." In contrast, Red Bull showcased their expertise in adapting to adversity. While their car wasn't the quickest on many tracks, their strategies often outsmarted rivals. Verstappen's ability to maximize every situation, even in unfavorable conditions, emphasized the gap between a champion driver and one still learning the ropes. As Norris reflected on the season, he acknowledged the mental toll it took. "There's a lot I need to improve on," he admitted. "Max has shown what it takes to be at the top consistently. I've got a long way to go, but I believe I'll get there." For McLaren, the off-season presents an opportunity to regroup and address their shortcomings. With a car capable of winning championships and two highly talented drivers, the team must focus on refining their strategies and fostering a cohesive environment if they want to dethrone Verstappen in 2025. Max Verstappen's fourth championship has solidified his status as one of Formula One's most complete drivers. His ability to outperform competitors, even when the odds were stacked against him, highlights a rare combination of skill, experience, and mental fortitude. What sets Verstappen apart isn't just his technical ability but his consistency under pressure, a trait he honed during his early battles, including the controversial 2021 season against Lewis Hamilton. While Verstappen celebrated his achievements, his remarks about Zak Brown and McLaren have left an indelible mark. By publicly addressing Brown's past comments, Verstappen made a statement not just to McLaren but to the entire paddock that his success is no fluke. His performance this season has silenced those who doubted his capabilities outside of the Red Bull dominance era. McLaren, meanwhile, faces a critical juncture. The 2024 season exposed not only their strengths but also their vulnerabilities. While the MCL 3.8 demonstrated unmatched pace on several circuits, the team's strategic errors and internal rivalries hindered their ability to secure a championship. For Zak Brown, the lesson is clear: having the fastest car isn't enough. Cohesive teamwork and flawless execution are equally vital. One of the key challenges McLaren must address is managing the dynamic between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Both drivers have shown immense potential, but balancing their ambitions will be crucial. The friction between them, while not openly antagonistic, could escalate if left unchecked, particularly if McLaren finds itself in another title fight next season. Additionally, Norris must focus on improving his racecraft under pressure. As Verstappen proved this season, championships are often won in moments of high stakes, where even the smallest error can have massive consequences. Norris's struggles in races like Brazil serve as a reminder that talent alone doesn't guarantee success. With the 2024 Formula One season concluded, the focus now shifts to what lies ahead. Max Verstappen's fourth championship has set a benchmark that will be difficult to surpass, but it has also ignited a fire within his rivals. McLaren, in particular, has every reason to feel optimistic despite their shortcomings this season. the team has shown that they possess both the technical prowess and driver talent to challenge for the top spot. For Lando Norris, the off-season represents an opportunity for growth. His potential is undeniable, but to truly become a championship-caliber driver, he will need to channel the lessons learned this year both on and off the track. Whether it's improving his ability to handle pressure or developing a sharper edge in race-critical moments, Norris's journey is far from over. Oscar Piastri's rise has added another dimension to McLaren's future. The young driver's performances have demonstrated that he is ready to fight at the front, and his presence will undoubtedly push Norris to raise his game. However, McLaren must tread carefully to ensure that internal competition doesn't derail their broader objectives. Red Bull, meanwhile, will enter 2025 with a point to prove. While Verstappen's championship was a remarkable achievement, the team's overall performance in the Constructors' Championship left room for improvement. With the rest of the grid catching up, maintaining their dominance will require innovation, strategy, and a relentless drive to stay ahead. As for the rest of the field, teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin are poised to close the gap further. The 2025 season promises to be one of the most competitive in recent history, with multiple drivers and teams capable of mounting serious challenges. Ultimately, Formula One is as much about the stories as it is about the racing. The rivalries, the triumphs, the setbacks, all of it combines to create a narrative that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. And as we look ahead, one question looms large: who will rise to the occasion in 2025? Let us know your thoughts on the 2024 season and your predictions for the future in the comments below. And if you're curious about the latest updates from other teams, check out the video popping up on your screen now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.